Welcome to Things You Don't Know, the podcast that covers little-known facts about well-known people and events, and little-known people and events and the impact they have had. We also explore some fun facts and fictional characters. In the current episode, we take a look at Oscar the Grouch and feature some fictional conversations with other Muppets. Real people such as Ayn Rand and Michelle Obama and Dr. Dineen. The first scene takes place with Oscar sitting in his trash can, and it's a conversation between him and Slimer the Worm.
Slimer, where is that stupid worm? Everyone's sweeping the streets. I have to have something else to do, or I might help. Wake up, will you?
I'm awake. I'm here. Hello, Oscar. How are you?
How do you think I am? With all these folks cleaning everything up, I don't even have any old tin cans to store my socks in. How's a grouch supposed to stay sloppy around here? I don't want to be all tied up with all the rules and be forced to adopt everyone else's way of doing things. Don't these fools know that all the precious stuff is going to go away? Anyways, I wanted to talk to you. People misunderstand me, and you're the only creature who won't count all my sighs or waste time trying to cheer me up.
Sometimes people and grouches need someone to listen, but I'm curious. Why do you think people misunderstand you? You're pretty straightforward. That's one of the reasons I like you. Worms are simple. I understand why you don't want to pretend to be like everyone else. I can't be like everyone else. I'm a worm.
You like me? Oh, brother. Seriously, people misunderstand me because they think I am looking for things to get angry about. But that's really not me. Not true. I'm frustrated because I know what will happen in the future. All these creatures here, Muppets and humans alike, live in this safe daydream world. We all have to grow up. Don't these fools know that it's going to happen and know they should accept that? They act as though their party will never end, and it makes me want to throw the wet dish rag of reality in their face.
Not everything in the outside world is bad. When people grow up, they become more comfortable with who they are. They can be who they are, even without their belongings. Change can be scary, but everyone needs to understand that as they grow, they can get closer to being who they really are. You can't cut out the bad things without cutting out some good things. Courage is like a muscle. It requires exercising.
That's why I keep to myself. I always feel the people have an angle and they want something from you. They want me to be stupid, bubbly, because it's more comfortable for them. I shouldn't be telling you this, but that's why I talk to you. You don't keep bugging me to find things for you, and you leave my mud bath messier than I do. Oh no, here comes that ladybug band. You better get inside before everyone starts singing about toothpaste. Have a rotten day. Scram, will you?
The second scene is a conversation with Ayn Rand.
Hello, I am Ayn Rand. I have wanted to meet you in person because I admire your resistance to blindly following the cultural rules.
Yeah, and one of those things I'm not following is the ramblings of philosophers with their head in the clouds. Blah, 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 blah is what I hear. I know what I like, and I follow my own lead.
Why am I not surprised? You are glorifying the worst instincts within you. Happiness is not found in the gratification of irrational whim, but in the development of one's own supreme productivity capacity.
The worst of my instincts? Really? I know everything that I have is temporary, and the value of the things according to my own values and judgment instead of succumbing to the values placed on things by others. You call me glorifying my worst? Who appointed you to pontificate and place value on others? I am making good use of material that everyone else has gotten rid of because I value them. You surround yourself with things that everyone else says has value. You're phony and baloney. According to your way of thinking, I shouldn't care what anyone else thinks anyways.
You're a greater disappointment than the libertarians. While everyone else lives in eternal childhood around here, you were accepting the reality. You live for your own sake. But a mind like yours should be trying to figure out how to rise, not sinking in the mire of momentary inconvenience and nihilism. There is beauty in the world, and you do not seem to see it.
I do nothing without thought. I am investing not with money, but with the desire of my own inner spirit to refuse to settle and make my life a series of bargains. Anyone who respects my right to live as I please is welcome. I do not care for anything but my own understanding. I believe and have the faith that I can accomplish living life I have chosen. I'm glad we have different understandings, and know this is only a reflection of the fact that we're different creatures.
Belief and faith? You don't seem the type. Those things are contradictory to reason. Productivity is the reasonable goal, and I see you are not productive at all. Faith is nothing more than fantasy, and belief is just another way to escape from the reality of the world.
What a bunch of gobbledygook. Every living creature has belief to some kind of faith. If it were not the case, they would not know how to predict what might happen next. We have no reason to do anything.
The belief in a supernatural being cannot be proved. I do not accept anything that cannot be logically demonstrated through evidence. If you don't measure productivity by the earning of money or the creation of a product, what is your standard?
I don't see productivity as important. However, I believe that helping another person to be themselves is productive because it results in tangible and is my own choice. It is a value use of my time. These cast-off products that I use to make my home here have value that are my personal creation. Using things that others don't is producing less waste. So productivity may also include taking away as well as manufacturing.
Although I disagree with you, you have made some good points. Freedom includes the right to have a different opinion and learn from one's own mistakes. I have no more the ability to impose my beliefs on you than you do for me. We both learned something. No human or Muppet is right about everything.
Okay, go on and get more stuff to show how self-centered and productive you are. Now scram!
As the scene opens, we see Dr. Sean Dineen sitting in his computer room, which is piled high with books on the weirdest subjects.
I bet I have the most cockeyed collection of books in this country, but I have to put some of them in the closet. Oh, there's that Star Wars book.
Yay! I love a messy room. But where's all the mud? You could do surgery in this place. Yuck!
Hello? Who's calling? I hope it isn't that dopey cat insurance guy again.
You're an natural-born sucker, so it probably is.
What the heck are you doing here? Oscar? I must have drunk some bad root beer to have you pop into my mind so realistically. This seems like a Scrooge and Marley moment. I guess I was thinking about how different people and Muppets are, and how I've always marched to the beat of my own drum.
I'm here because you're all alone and easily distracted this time of night. Actually, there's more to it than that.
Of all the characters in history or literature, I get you. The universe is a very screwy sense of humor. Well, I'm glad you're not going to ask me to clean up.
No, I won't. You poor slob. So you're unhappy with your own drum beat, feeling lonely. Idiot! You need to get off your tail and do something about it. Why are you wasting my time with feeling lonely? Are you afraid of yourself, for God's sake?
I am not afraid of myself.
I wasn't born yesterday, fool. You act like you're scared of yourself when you don't want to be with yourself.
I just get tired of dancing on a wire. It's awfully slippery. I am maneuvering to a drum beat no one else can hear, and I think it makes me look weird to others.
So what? You're too smart to care what those poops dream up in their foolish heads. No one can dance your dance for you, you idiot.
You're right. I've always done well following my own star.
So you finally figured out, dummy. Frazzle, Cookie Monster, and Don Music should pull their heads out of the sand and figure it out. I might be able to stand being around them if they do.
Frazzle has always terrified me. He seems to be unable to express any feeling but rage.
You talk too much. Frazzle isn't scary. He wants everyone to like him in some magic way and gets angry because no one knows what he wants. Bunch of baloney. He is not anyone I want to be around. Always blah, 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 blah. His pitiful self and trying to convince himself he is okay instead of just being okay.
Cookie Monster is going to have a stroke if he doesn't quit stuffing himself. He needs to grow up and realize there's more to life than junk food. You all have to live with the dude.
Cookie Monster's a real pain. Always flopping around, sticking his nose into everybody else's business. He eats all the time because he knows he's empty inside. He doesn't hear his drum, so he can't dance. He just steps on people's toes. Not mine, because I stay away from him.
I'm learning an awful lot here. What about everyone's favorite conductor, Don Music? What convinced him to eat the batons? They must taste awful.
You think you've learned anything, dummy? Don Music means he can write music that'll be important and make everyone pleased. The fool gets upset because he can't do that until he figures out what's inside him. So he gnaws away at the batons, bangs his head until he gets enough punishment for not achieving what he wants. Stupid. What he needs is buried inside him, and he's too blind to see that. A complete loss.
You're 100% right. Thank you for the most timely kick in the butt I ever received. I know what I need to do now to remain true to what I think.
You don't listen very well, do you? You need to be yourself. But know that you will change and find a way to be okay with that. It's just like trash. Some is the same, some changes, but it's all temporary. Now go away, scram!
The last scene, Oscar is talking to Michelle Obama about how he's been presented in other cultures.
I wish you people would just leave me alone. Before you came rattling my can, I was enjoying the new trash by the moat.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. I just wanted to talk with you. You are a world-famous figure, and I've been around the world myself and keep seeing or hearing other people talk about you. So I thought it would be interesting to get the straight story from you.
What do you mean, straight? Don't you have to have a battleship to name or something like that?
It seems every place I go, I find Muppets representing you and wonder what you think about that.
That German von Bogfield is a little weird, but I must say I love his coconut collection. The problem is he or she, or whatever the case, isn't like me at all. He goes traveling into space and has a nice, cozy cave. Yuck! He looks like a confused Sonic the Hedgehog. He doesn't know all that stuff is going to pass or someone will take it away. He's a dummy.
Well, people in Muppets are different everywhere, and it's good to remember that different is not necessarily bad. I remember you had a little run-in with Russian Ockap. What do you think of him?
What were those Russians thinking? I'm not a bird that flies into trees and worries about recycling. I want to knock him on his tail. He does all kinds of stupid things to get on the good side of the Grandfather Frost, the guy with the present, and who is dopey enough to care about the clean streets. I like the fresh supply of trash.
Oscar, you know that you have things that you enjoy, but I'm sure you know that if we just let trash lay around, soon there would be no room for Muppets or people to move around. There is a better way to interact. Just letting others alone often gets you what you want without having to knock someone on their tail feathers. I know you don't want to be aggressive. You want to be left in peace. In Israel, they have Ofnik, your older cousin. Do you get along with him?
As much as one Grouch can get along with another. We admire each other. He speaks a bunch of languages. Still, he looks like a stupid porcupine. He goes around trying to help people, but at least he leaves things in a mess.
In Japan, I saw you change the tea ceremonies. The Empress thought that was funny.
They need to get off this train and do what they want to do instead of just following along like a bunch of dopes. In Kuwait, they show me wearing robes and hunting treasure. Me wearing robes and hunting treasure? No way. I've got all the treasure I want in my can. Plenty of trash for days. It was a lot of fun helping these kids in Kuwait find the treasure. Their parents didn't like them going into caves, but in they went.
That wasn't very safe. Oscar, being brave isn't the same as trying to find trouble. Try to be more responsible next time. Please. Please?
Oh yeah, you said please. But okay, I don't want anybody to be hurt, just to take a risk.
We hope you have enjoyed this episode and will give us a like. And we'll come back to see what other crazy things we get into.